Figure 2. Tree of Contemplation. The way of contemplation complements the way of action and devotion. In esoteric work, we need to practice all three modes in order to increase our capability. However, we should be aware that some psychological processes can help or hinder the levels of conscious contemplation. Halevi. Introduction. That which is written down may be authentic, but this does not guarantee its veracity. Ancient texts, however academically respectable, can range from the facile to the profound. The hallmark of a penetrating understanding is a simplicity that goes to the essence of a topic. Cross-references about where, when, and who wrote a text can obscure the actual meaning of what was said. The Book of Exodus is not just an historical account, but an allegory of the inner journey from psychological slavery through the desert of the soul's purification to the promised land of the Spirit. The Bible began as an oral line, and its form is a mixture of fact and mythology. Later, the esoteric or hidden metaphysics of the Bible stories were seen as recognizable stages of cosmic and human development. This phase belonged to the Middle Ages. Today, we have the added tools of science and modern psychology, which give us a more precise understanding of the reality behind the everyday world. The pictures, words, and diagrams in this book present an overall view that can be seen to govern the most mundane, as well as the higher levels of existence. The art of contemplation is to penetrate each topic and relate it to the principles of the tree of life and Jacob's ladder. During a profound contemplation, a shift in perception of existence may occur. Figure 3. Menorah. The language of the Bible is symbolism. To the discerning mind, the metaphysics behind the biblical myths, history, and characters are revealed in their archetypal essence. The menorah is not just a sacred symbol of light, but a metaphysical image of the divine realm and its dynamic order. Drawing by Halevi. The menorah contains the esoteric symbolism and Kabbalistic principles embedded in the Bible. On the summit of the holy mountain of Sinai, where heaven and earth meet, God gave the design to Moses. This sacred object was to be made out of a single piece of gold, symbolizing the essential unity of the divine realm. It was to have a vertical axis in the center and two side wings. These three fundamental principles are found in every esoteric tradition. They represent the active and passive processes, while the central pivot of equilibrium, or the will of the Holy One, governs the balance of existence. One may also observe that there are 4 levels within the design. They correspond to the 4 worlds in Kabbalah, while the nodal points set out the Sephirot, the primordial principles that govern each world. They are complemented by 22 decorations, which represent the paths between the Sephirot, as well as the Hebrew alphabet. Altogether, they compose the 12 triads of the metaphysical system known in Kabbalah as the Tree of Life. All these factors can be discerned in the process of contemplation, in which layer upon layer of information is analyzed and synthesized. Once this archetypal system is recognized, then intuition begins to perceive these principles at work, not only in the higher worlds, but also in everyday life. The emotional response may be that of wonder. Figure 4. Basics. The tree is the chief tool of the Kabbalist. With understanding its principles, structure, and dynamic, many things can become clear. Once the tree is integrated into the mind and the heart, then the psyche begins to apply it to the outer and inner worlds, resulting in a shift in perception. Cordevero's tree, 16th century. Analysis. The mystery of existence has always intrigued human beings. While plants and animals have instinctive and practical intelligence, only human beings appear to be capable of abstract consideration. Because each individual is a microcosmic image of existence, we have the capacity to perceive the divine plan as we resonate with the macrocosm. The design of the tree comes into view with its central axis of equilibrium and the side pillars of the active and passive processes. The horizontal divisions define 4 levels within each world. The 22 paths generate not only the upper and lower faces of the tree, as they are called, but also 12 triads, plus 7 vertical levels within the scheme. Together, they set out the basic metaphysical system of Kabbalah. The symbolic aspects of the tree are seen in the names of God. Divine functions such as justice and mercy, as well as in the archetypes of the biblical patriarchs. In Kabbalistic astrology, the planets are ascribed to the Sephirot and the zodiacal signs to the triads. The tree can also be related to the anatomy of the psyche, the structure of a school of the soul, or that of evolution in scientific terms. Jacob's ladder is composed of 4 trees that reveal how the divine, spirit, psyche, and physicality interact. Crucial functions are seen in how the lower part of an upper tree overlaps the upper part of a lower tree. Most important are the places where the 3 upper worlds and the 3 lower worlds meet. This allows the psyche to observe the body, as well as the spiritual and divine dimensions. These connections may give a mystical experience in contemplation, which is one of the aims of this practice.